Hello everybody, how's it going? Today's video will be on our current MOC to MOC gift cards to friends. Now, this video isn't showing just glitching out and receiving a card. I will be going over a lot of potential issues that happen while doing this glitch, and also be going over how things may seem right even though they aren't. And in my opinion, is the main reason why a lot of people may be having issues performing this glitch. So we'll go ahead and get started. I will be showing everything from start to finish while trying to explain any and every issue you may have while performing this glitch. So with that being said, we'll get started. So we'll start off with our helper, or C2, entering the back of his MOC with us, and then of course exiting all once we load in, and then we will go behind our MOC, enter with our friend, and we will do the same thing. Once they spawn in, we will exit all. Oh, once that part is done, we'll go ahead and teleport or TP to our facility to continue the next part, glitching out. This part here with the Avenger may cause you a little bit of problems, and at the same time, if everything during this part isn't done correctly, even though you may think it is done correctly, it will cause problems for you later on during the glitch, as in not receiving the vehicle you are trying to receive. But once you make your way to your facility, just go ahead and look inside. And once you spawn inside, just go ahead, get inside of your Avenger, and just simply wait until you have the option at the top left of your screen to press right D-pad or hold left D-pad. When you have that option there, you will join Anahuac that is in the same targeting mode as you are. So I am Xbox, new gen. So Anahuac YT. As soon as you get session details, you want to hold left on the D-pad. When each of those alerts pop up, wait 2 seconds and accept them. Once you spawn beside your Avenger like this, just simply quickly run out of your facility. Very quickly. If you are not quick enough at doing that, it will automatically pull you into the back of the Avenger. And that is one thing that can potentially mess up this glitch. Now, it didn't happen to me while making this video, but if everything is going correctly, when you walk back into your facility, you will have a short loading screen and you will spawn in the back of your Avenger. Now, if it pulls you straight into the facility, just repeat the steps from the Avenger and continue on. But once you make your way into the back of the Avenger, just simply turn around and you just want to enter the cockpit. Once you do, you will be stuck on a black loading screen. So from here, we will join Anahuac again in the same targeting mode. So if you are in assisted aim, join Anahuac that is also in assisted aim. And when you do, you just want to accept both of those alerts. Now, once you spawn back into the Avenger again, just go ahead and teleport or TP up to Sandy Shores. Now, this part here may happen or it may not happen. For some reason, while I was teleporting, I got an unable to connect the session instead of the bad sport alert. That doesn't always happen. As a matter of fact, that's the first time it's happened to me. But even though if you get the bad sport alert while teleporting up there, you will be stuck on this black loading screen. So if that happens, it is perfectly fine. Your character will show up on the map up here at Sandy Shores by the job marker, or where your MOC was, or somewhere around in that area. Now, you'll be on this screen here, but your helper or your C2 or whoever is up at Sandy Shores helping you, they will see your character up there. All they have to do at this part here is simply walk up to your character and kill you. Shoot you in the head, whatever. As soon as they do that, you will be off that black loading screen, and yes, you are free to continue moving on with this glitch. So if that does happen, you're on that black loading screen, no reason to close app, quit out the game and restart it. Everything will be completely fine. Just have your helper or whoever shoot you in the head, kill you, and it'll get you off that black loading screen and allow you to continue with this glitch. Alright, now I'm not sure if me being stuck on that black screen had anything to do with this. I mean, normally it doesn't, but it didn't spawn my MOC back where it had spawned at the first time, so unfortunately I have to go pick it up and bring it back. So I do know that a lot of people struggle with this glitch. I mean, it is a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie. It is a pain in the ass. But with some practice, getting more familiar with it, it does become a lot easier and a lot less stressful to have to worry about doing this. This is the only current MOC to MOC that we have at the moment, so there's no saying how long this method is going to be around for. So it could be around for another day, another week, or another year. We don't know. But it's what we have. So better to get familiar with it and try to not let it beat your ass, but you beat its ass. We'll say that. Now, pulling the MOC up here. This, in my opinion, is crucial of how this MOC is. If it is not damn near perfect, you will fail almost every time. So, pulling the MOC up with the back wheels in the fourth parking spot. As you can see here, I pulled my MOC up just a little bit closer to the white line that is separating the third and the fourth spot. So it's not perfectly in the middle, but looking at it, it looks like everything is fine. So we'll go ahead and request out the vehicle that we are using out of the MOC to glitch out with. Now, I am receiving a regular personal vehicle, nothing special, but I am going to use a bike. Bikes are a little bit more difficult than a car to use at this part, but overall, it's not that much more difficult. But yes, it can be a bit more of a pain in the ass to use a bike. I like using bikes. I don't have a problem with them. So I always use a bike. Now, another thing. Driving down to these 3 wood posts here is as far as you need to go to reset that MOC. No need to drive further down the road, drive there. Now, if you approach this MOC too slowly, that happens right there. It will automatically pop up, from the rusty car glitching it out or whatever. So that's one potential thing that can and will happen quite a bit. Now, I always found that it was better to just simply haul ass as fast as possible and get as close as possible to prevent that from happening. So, but now, as you can see, that rusty car is sticking out on the left-hand side when it shouldn't be. So if that's something that you're not paying attention to, definitely pay attention. So with that car sticking out on the left-hand side, I'm going to pull up here and hit right D-pad. Now, MOC popped up. The halo flickered. I hit right D-pad a couple times. Nothing happened. That is because the MOC is not positioned correctly. That car is sticking out on the left-hand side there. And as you can see, it has that MOC doing whatever it wants it to do. But just to reset it, drive away, drive back. So, car is still sticking out on the left-hand side. So let's go up here. We'll hit right D-pad. We'll tap the MOC, pop it up, hit right D-pad. Nothing is happening. So let's drive away again, reset it, and see what happens again. Okay, so now it's a little bit more straightened out, but not how it should be. So we'll pull up, hit right D-pad, and as you can see, we are having that faded screen and being pulled into the MOC. Now, if that happens, just get back in your car or get back on your bike and hit the right trigger to drive out. At this part here, you will be bricked. You cannot move. Cannot drive. That's okay. Hit the pause button, go to online, hover over safety and alerts, and you just want to select safety and alerts, and right after you accept it, hit the pause button. You want to have the safety and alert screen pulled up with your mini-map. Once you have that, just back out of that, and voila, you're able to move again. So, let's reset that MOC, that car, and try it again. Now, as you can see, it appears to be positioned good or correctly, but it is not. So, again, we tapped the back of the MOC, hit right D-pad, and got pulled in again. So even though it looked like it was setting correctly, it was not. If it is randomly popping up in the air, pulling you into the MOC, those are signs that the MOC is not positioned the way that it needs to be. But let's drive back and try it again. So, as you can see, that rusty car is starting to stick out a little bit more on the right-hand side. Now we actually got the animation of being pulled inside of the MOC. In my opinion, when you get the actual animation of being pulled into the MOC, you're a little bit more on the right track of having that MOC positioned the way that it needs to be positioned, but still not quite right. But let's drive away, come back, and try it again, see what happens. Now, as you can see, the MOC is already popped up in the air. The halo was there, we drive up closer to try to hit right D-pad, and it disappeared. This is because the MOC is not positioned correctly. But let's try it again. Everything looks good. The car is slightly sticking out on the right hand side. And once we tap the MOC and hit right D-pad, once again, got the animation of being pulled in. So I definitely understand why this is frustrating, why people think it's not working, why people are having the issues that they're having. And like I said, to me, my opinion, what I strongly feel is that MOC positioning. But let's try it again. We drive away, reset it, come back. Now you see that car is sticking out even further on the right hand side of the MOC. But let's go ahead and try it again. So there, I hit the MOC, hit right D-pad, and nothing. And that happened once that rusty car was sticking out further on the right hand side. Now let's do it again. See how it's sticking out even a little bit further this time. The MOC is actually pushed more to the left hand side than being in the center. Again, tap the MOC, hit right D-pad, nothing happens. At this point here, because you can see that those front set of tires is hanging off in front of the car. That's another indicator that your MOC is not positioned correctly. So let's go ahead and reposition the MOC. Just simply turn the MOC around, drive down, come back up, and try to get the MOC positioned correctly. So the first time that I did it, I purposely pulled it up just a little bit too far, just to show that if it's not positioned correctly, what could happen. Now, it is dark, so it is a little bit hard to see, but I'm actually going to position my MOC correctly this time. Even though issues may still happen, as you can see now, it's not pulled up quite as far as it was the first time. It may seem like it at a glance, but it is not pulled up quite as far as I had it the very first time. And this is what I mean by having that MOC positioned correctly. Now, let's go ahead and drive away, reset that rusty car, and let's see what happens. Now, everything looks good. The rusty car may be sticking out slightly on the right hand side, which is a possible indicator that you're going to continue to have issues. So let's go ahead and see. Okay. The animation of being pulled in. In my opinion, an indicator that the MOC is close to being positioned the way that it should, but it quite isn't. As long as your MOC kind of stays in the position that it needs to stay in, you don't necessarily have to reposition it. There is the chance that it can fix itself. May not always happen. See, MOC has popped up. So it may not always happen, but there is a chance that you keep driving away, resetting that rusty car, driving back, it can position itself the way that it should be. Alright, so rusty car is sticking out on the right hand side a little bit. Tap the MOC, right D-pad, once again got pulled inside. So, like I said, I definitely can understand why a lot of people are struggling with this, how it can be frustrating. You know, a lot of people may feel like it's patched, just not currently working anymore. It can be a headache. So, see how that rusty car is kind of starting to get itself back the way it needs to be? And even though you can't see them, but all four sets of those back tires is on that rusty car when I hit right D-pad there. Now, once I hit right D-pad, that rusty car didn't despawn. That's fine. It doesn't always despawn. It's going to do what it wants to do. But when I hit right D-pad, the MOC dropped. My character became bricked and I could no longer move on that motorcycle. That's how you know everything went correctly. If you are bricked for a couple seconds and then you're able to move, it didn't work, you're not good. If you try to receive a vehicle at that part, if that happens, you will not receive it. You need to be 100% bricked, not being able to move in that vehicle at all. But once you were able to get that part, just have your helper bring over whatever you are receiving, and then just have them send you an MOC invite. Once you are 100% bricked, everything should be good. So now that we have our MOC invite, we'll pull it up to this page here, and what we're going to do is hold down the pause button, let go of the pause button, and very quickly accept that MOC invite. So you've seen that little flash there of me in the back of the MOC before I got the pause menu up. Another indicator that everything is working properly. Now, I like to keep this pause menu up before finding a new session for about 5 seconds or so. I have found, twice, I think, maybe 3 times. Finding a new session too quickly, I did not receive the vehicle. Another reason I like to leave that pause menu up for a little bit before finding a new session, because if everything seems like it's going correctly, and it in fact is not, you will I believe you will see the initializing at the bottom of the screen as you are being actually pulled into their MOC. Now, the person who sent you an invite to the MOC, they will see your character spawn in there, whether you have that pause menu up on a black screen or not. If they see you spawn into the MOC, then you failed. You did not receive the vehicle. Something along the lines of the glitch, something may not have been done correctly, or maybe you think something was done correctly, you didn't confirm 100% that your character was bricked at the end. A couple things could have went wrong. But I'm here in a new lobby. I went ahead and requested out my personal vehicle from the MOC, so you can in fact see that I did receive that vehicle. Now, I made sure to purposely not position my MOC correctly the first time, just to see how many times I could actually fail before I decided to say, okay, let me reposition this MOC again. Because it can happen a lot. And if you're not really paying attention to the positioning of the MOC, perfectly in the middle of that fourth parking spot, perfectly in the center from side to side, with the MOC trailer being, as close in the middle of that parking spot as possible, it can throw the whole glitch off. Now, again, this is my opinion. I mean, this is something that I have witnessed and messed around with quite a bit. And even people, during my live streams, they will have trouble and fail hitting the MOC part over and over and over. And then there's been times I went up, I repositioned their MOC, and then they'll hit it right away or maybe within the next 1 or 2 tries. So again, my opinion, I strongly agree that MOC positioning plays a major factor in hitting that last part of glitching out behind the MOC to receive the vehicle. Again, my opinion. So I please hope that, some of the advice and the tips that I'm giving in this video will help you guys in, glitching out and receiving your aircraft, special vehicles, whatever you are wanting to receive. I really, really do hope that, this helps. And I really hope that people are, paying attention to that rusty car that's under the MOC, the positioning of the MOC, and trying to correct it before, keep failing time after time after time again. So again, my opinion, it plays a big part. But hopefully this was a huge help to everybody. I really hope it was. I hope that it helps you guys get better with this glitch. So if it was, please drop me a like. A subscribe is always much appreciated, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.